What's up? Welcome in, Bears, Dolphins. Welcome to the CHGO Bears Pregame Show presented by DraftKings. Use that code CHGO when you sign up. What's going on? Adam Hoge, Mark Carman with you.
Best show ever. Let's go.
Here we go.
Me and you, buddy.
It's been a busy morning. We had our second CHGO tailgate down there at Roosevelt, Michigan. It was a lot of fun.
So I had a great time, and it was painful for me to leave all my new friends. You guys are awesome. J-Pop just writing at me on Twitter, #J-Pop. And I was literally having a conversation about Velus and polls and everything else, and he's like, I just, if Velus goes to being inactive, that's just going to be a really bad sign. I'm like,
you actually had that discussion?
Yes, and I was like, I'm
Wow.
like Velus is going to be, did you see that somewhere? Velus is not going to be inactive. That's crazy. He's like, no, I didn't, but I was just like kind of thinking it through, and like that could be a possibility. And
Someone's gotta
Velus
be
is freaking inactive.
He's inactive.
J-Pop, you were on it, man.
The only conversation I had, not the only one, but the most important one I had was somebody said that Lawrence needs to be on camera more. So there he is.
Here I am. And, it was a great day this morning, 6 a.m., Arsenal taking on Chelsea at Chelsea. Got the 1-0 win, so morning couldn't be better.
Cares?
And went to the tailgate, met people from Toronto, Sebastian and Francesco. That was pretty cool. Met a guy from South Carolina, Alejandro. He was pretty cool. Isaac. Jackie, your friend that you had a plane ride with to New York, she was awesome.
How
She
awesome
was
is
wearing
Jackie?
Dolphins gear, but that's cool.
That's one of my biggest takeaways for both
A lot of
tailgates
Dolphin
we've had
fans.
is I feel like 75% of the people there are not from Chicago.
Well, it's super interesting because they're coming from out of town.
Yeah.
They don't want to set up their own tailgate. Where can we go? This is the best value.
No-brainer.
I somehow found my way to CHGO and love this damn ass show. So
damn ass show, baby.
Let's go.
Damn ass show.
I mean, I really appreciate it. Carm, who would you rather not dress, Pettis or St. Brown? Jones needs a reboot. Gary Ross, I see you, buddy. I haven't done the math on who should be if Velus is active, who shouldn't be inactive. But that's like huge news, dude. Don't you think?
Well, I think it comes down to who do you trust more to return punts, Dante Pettis or Velus Jones?
Right.
I guarantee you that's what it came down to.
Shout out to Shiv in our chat here. He was just at the tailgate. He's the guy who gave you that wonderful shirt, I believe.
I met Shiv was awesome. Met Shiv and his whole crew
Shiv
was
brought
cool.
gifts today.
Yeah.
Shiv was awesome.
Thank you, Shiv. Yeah. Great to meet you, man.
All right, so let's talk about this a little bit. So I think the biggest pregame news, I don't know if it's necessarily like the biggest news that affects the game though so much, but it's not great that your third round pick, your first offensive pick of this draft this year, is inactive. Let's call it what it is. Has not been a good rookie season for Velus Jones Jr. I would also just like to put in perspective, he's a third-round pick. It's not like this is Kevin White, drafted 7th overall. I think he's getting extra attention because he's the first offensive guy he picked. Everyone wanted him to be amazing.
He's 25.
Okay. He's
Forget his age. I think Lawrence was just saying that tongue-in-cheek. But I think the reason that it becomes a bigger deal, though, even though he's a third-round pick to what you're saying, is that they didn't draft George Pickens, and they did pick 2 defensive players, and then they did take an overswing at Velus. And for you to be wrong on it kind of sucks. It just – I'm not – and I get it. Like, Ryan Poles, you made 2 just logical – these are the best player on the board. We have needs everywhere. I need a corner. I need a safety. I know we need receivers too, but this is the second corner and not the 9th wide receiver. I get all of that. But then you took a high ceiling, low floor swing with Velus.
What if
basically.
I told you, okay, but and you still got to get the pick right, so don't get me wrong. But if I told you that they're going to have Kyler Gordon and George Pickens, or Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, and Chase Claypool.
How do you get Claypool in there? Because
it happened, because he's on the team today.
Literally did happen.
I understand.
I'm just saying, because you don't make the Claypool trade if you draft George Pickens in the second round.
How about this? And this was another conversation I had at the tailgate, so I think it might have been with my guy JP, but somebody gave it to me, and I think it's right. What happens if you had Brisker and Pickens? If you had just taken Brisker at 39.
Yeah, I think you're minimizing how important Kyler Gordon's already becoming.
Listen,
he's a good player. He's gotten significantly better in the last 3-4 weeks, and they need him on the field.
Agreed. They have a lot of needs, and they need Kyler Gordon. I got it. But between Gordon and Brisker, who are you more bullish on? / bearish? Really?
Both. Honestly, I like them both.
Yeah, but Brisker, to me, looks like he's going to be elite, whereas Gordon, I think, is going to be good.
I guess my point is, dude, you're not going to hit on every draft pick. It's a third-round pick. It's also halfway through his rookie season. It does not mean Velus Jones is not going to be good. It's not a great look that he's inactive.
Forget about the inactive. Let's talk about what we've seen.
Yeah.
He can't catch punts. He can't catch footballs.
But that's where the misevaluation is. He never should have been your punt returner.
Agreed. Okay, fine.
He's not a punt returner.
Okay, great. So that was a misevaluation. He's not a punt returner. He can only do kickoffs.
But time out. It might not even be a misevaluation. It might just be we don't have a better option. We're going to try him at it. Okay, it didn't work. Bye.
Okay, fine. We put him there out of necessity. He's just going to be a kickoff guy. But, dude, Hoge, my guy, we were watching him in mini camp, and it was pretty clear that he had trouble catching the football.
I agree. Look, I just think let me get back on track. I think we're putting way too much effort in trying to subtract a good player from the defense to justify a different pick there. When the reality is, if you want to look at what they should have done different, there's an offensive tackle in Seattle who's been one of the best offensive tackles in the NFL this entire year, who I think was drafted one pick behind Velus Jones Jr. Okay, that's the pick that should have been made.
Great. So okay, let me get a.
But stop trying to subtract a good defensive back from the defense.
Give me a little. We are in agreement. Great. All I'm saying, my point is this: it's a very general draft philosophy point. Do not try to be a genius in the draft. You pick the most logical, best player on the board, especially when you are rebuilding, regardless of position. And on Velus,
but time out. I don't mean to interrupt you. That's what he did in the second round, and you're telling him he shouldn't have done.
No. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. I'm just saying. I'm saying when you pick defensive guys in the second round, and then the first offensive guy you take is Velus, even though it's a third round pick, it's going to be more under a microscope. But I don't have any problem with them. I said it at the time. This is what you took the best player on the board at 39. You took the best player on the board at 48. You have needs all over the field. I have no problem with it. But they didn't follow the same philosophy with Velus. That was a swing at a high end guy, and I appreciate that. I like it later. I like it when you're like Dominique Robinson. Here's a dude who played wide receiver and is maybe a little bit small to be a defensive lineman in the NFL, but his upside, man, this guy could be a lunatic, and maybe he just completely washes out, but whatever, it's a fifth-round pick, no problem. But with Velus, you could have been a little bit more conservative with that pick versus the 25-year-old who's played on multiple college teams who can't return punts and is not really good at catching the football, and so how are we going to use him as a gadget guy? I mean, it was a reach.
I guess I think I agree with you. I don't think it's the end of the world.
It's not.
I think if you're expecting Ryan Poles to go 11 for 11 in the draft, that's just not how it works.
I agreed.
And if you had to pick between the first three picks, which one was going to be a bust? I'm okay with the third rounder being the bust.
It is.
My issue is more what he could do. It is a gadget guy. You're drafting a kick returner who you can maybe do some end arounds with, who you're probably never going to be able to consistently give 10 targets to in a game.
Great 6th round pick.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I'm just not really ready to panic either on the fact that he might not be useful in a year.
It's not a panic, and since we've had some great conversations about the planets out there and Venus and Mars and Mercury, it's about that far away from trading up from 3 to 2 and giving up a bunch of picks to take Mitchell Trubisky over the guy that went 28-2 and or the dude who threw for 700 yards in one game in college. It is as far away from that as possible. It is a extremely forgivable. Ryan Poles is not going to be perfect. This is the draft. I get it. And by the way,
a lot of people in the chat are talking about putting Velus at running back, including our guy KLBK Neptune, keeping with the planet theme. Do you guys have thoughts on Velus in the running back room?
I tweeted it last week as far as the running back thing.
I got news for you. If you're putting him at running back, you know where he is on game day?
On the bench.
Inactive. I mean, I get the thought. It's like the Cordero Patterson move, but like they don't need him there. You're not going to get him any more touches there. And you're getting him more touches as a wide receiver who you're handing the ball off to. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, enough about a player who's not playing today.
Yeah, okay.
Like third-round pick, he hasn't been good. There's a game today where there's a guy named Chase Claypool who's playing.
Big, you got him for the first touchdown of the day?
No.
No? Do you have him for catching a pass today?
I have Tyreek Hill for first touchdown of the day.
Can I say something about Tyreek Hill and what the Bears are going up against right now? Because I had a terrible Saturday night. I put my picks in, and I just sat down last night. We got the tailgate today. Yeah. I have no social life anyway, so I'm just going to watch Dolphins and Lions. And
you didn't watch LSU Alabama last night?
No interest.
Great game.
Crazy game.
I know. Went to overtime.
No interest.
No, zero.
Great game.
I
Jason Taylor's son.
Yeah, how about that?
Is the tight end on LSU. He's a true freshman. He's just a monster already.
Jason's son, Mason.
I feel like every time I watch Alabama, every time I watch the SEC, I feel like I got to take a shower. Period. I don't. It just doesn't like.
That's an interesting take. I don't quite understand that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's because it's the NFL and college, and like, has anybody in that conference ever gone to a class? I can't subscribe to the Nick Saban.
I don't know.
I don't know. It just.
I mean, I get it. If you're watching Brian Kelly, yeah.
I mean, you knew when that game ended, you just knew that Kelly was going to make it about himself.
Yeah, he did.
What an asshole.
Yeah,
he is the fucking worst. I mean, I was talking to some friends in a chat, and we're like, do we root for Bama? You know, it's like, or do we get rid of Bama, get him out of the CFP conversation? But then you're rooting for Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
So it was a tough
call.
He
did. He was like, well, I'm just so glad all these people that put their time and trust in me that I could deliver back to them. And I could deliver back to them. And how about your dudes on the field that just balled out for you?
Get the hell out of here. Bring him back to like prominence. They just won the title like 3 years ago.
The correct answer to that question is, because she asked him why, and this has nothing to do with the Bears, so I apologize. But she asked him, why do you have tears in your eyes? He says, well, it's all, I'm so proud I could get back to the LSU community. No, because I'm so proud of my players for stepping up and beating Alabama, a phenomenal football team. We played really well. Our guys have heart. It's all about them. Has nothing to do with me. That's the answer you give. Get the hell out of here, Brian Kelly.
A quick college football chat for you, a super chat from Anthony. Hoge, how about that Georgia punt?
Oh, that was fucking awesome. A 75-yard punt that rolled out of bounds at the 1.
Hey, Anthony.
Oh, my God.
Anthony, you deserve an invitation over to Hoge Palatial Estate for that super chat. Seriously. to know Hoge to that level is really, it's adorable.
You know what? I don't know if it's become just my brand, but the amount of people that either tagged me in the video of that punt or physically showed me the punt with their phones at our football game yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was.
By the way, RIP, great season, made it to the playoffs, but a disappointing end for Carman. Good effort by you this year.
Congrats to Sycamore. Really tough, good team that deserved it. I mean, really.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Hoge's his high school football season came to a crash again. What was it, 43-0? You telling me?
Yeah. But you know what? It was a good. Our players did a great job this year. Got a lot better. Went forward as a program. We were 4-6 a year ago, 7-4 this year. Flipped the record around. Lot to be proud of, and just appreciate all the effort they went into it. And Sycamore was really good, so good luck to them going forward. That's also a tough team.
I mean, I'd like to just, if I can, feel like it was me over you, because my first on-air radio job was at WLBK 1360 AM DeKalb, and I was the play-by-play voice for the Sycamore Spartans.
Wow.
I Sycamore Spartans, DeKalb Barbs. I experienced Sycamore football, and I don't remember it being anything close to good. But anyway,
they're good now. They're well coached.
Yeah.
They're
Were you ever at
tough.
Sycamore Speedway?
Never went to the Speedway.
I
There was some golf course out there that I enjoyed, and there was a great cookie store. What was that cookie? At any rate, my DeKalb people, you're out there. Okay, back on track here.
Yeah, I just think what's realistic for Chase Claypool today.
4 balls.
4 balls.
I think 4 balls. Let's get involved here.
See, I think there's a creative way to get him on the field a good amount, at least 50% of the snaps.
Yeah. No argument
In a
here.
way that, like, okay, we know you don't know the playbook. We know you're not going to be an expert in this offense. The chemistry with Justin Fields is not quite going to be there. But, dude, we have nobody else. You can help us get other players open. You can help get the running game continuously moving. Block, right? There's a way that within the plays you can just, like, put a tag on for Claypool at the end of every play.
Exactly.
Like, just
exactly.
Whatever the play call is, he might not know it all, but be like, you're doing this now.
Exactly.
Line up there, do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Justin, this is what I need you to do. Give the play call, and then just tell him what he's doing.
Yeah. I agree. I think there's a way.
14-yard in. Come on, let's go.
You know, and so I think that they're smart enough to do that. Like, you don't make this trade without realizing you need him.
Well, and he's also been playing football for many, many, many years of his life. I think I'm sure he's up to speed somewhat. He should be on the field, I would think, at least a third of the time. Half would be great. And 4 catches, 2 catches, first ball of the day.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's go.
What if they try a bomb to him on the first play?
I mean, I like that idea. Don't the Dolphins think that too? Isn't everyone's been suggesting that? Like, just send him deep on the first ball. What if we did that, but then threw Mooney on some sort of like underneath, like 15-yard out situation?
Darnell Mooney
get him
about
in
to
space
go off today.
Yeah.
Listen, it's the Bears' offense should look better today than it has looked, and it has been looking great the last couple of weeks. So it is a little windy out there, so I'm very much hopeful that will have a large impact on the game, because if you want the Bears to win a football game today, we're going to need some wind. Because back to my Saturday night of where we just somehow tangented off, watching the Dolphins last week against the Lions, Tua is on a completely different level right now. He is precise and, I mean, throwing some great balls. He is so much better than where he was.
So here's what Tua does well. Tua already anticipates throws better than almost all the quarterbacks in the entire NFL.
That's exactly right.
Now, his arm isn't as strong. It certainly is not as strong as Justin Fields. If I had to pick between these two quarterbacks to throw through the wind today,
no question.
I'm going Justin Fields.
No question.
But if you can anticipate and deliver those throws half a second earlier, that makes up for the wind factor. I mean, and right now, the RPO game is something that the Dolphins are really good at, and Mike McDaniel's doing a really good job of
your guy.
Yeah. It's a fun offense to watch. The stuff they do, the way they line these players up, these dangerous players in different areas. Tua's really good in the RPO game, and he's really good at throwing anticipatory throws. And
ball is out fast.
And that's why there's such a difference between when he's in and when Teddy Bridgewater's in.
This is a huge test for a defense that doesn't need a small test.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not what this defense is signing up for in any way, shape, or form. This is a problem.
But I do think that the wind could affect the Dolphins more than the Bears. The Bears have a better run game. They have a quarterback who can throw it stronger through that wind if they're going into the wind. And I don't know I should look up the exact direction. Sometimes it doesn't matter in Soldier Field. It's just like a circular wind tunnel inside there. I agree, man. Dolphins are good. I think they score at least 30. in this game.
Well, and that's where, like, so I'm also watching last night, and I'm watching Tyreek, and I get it. Like, for some reason, just watching him on Kansas City, I sort of felt like it was all the talent around him was, like, just sort of, and he was just this piece in there that was also insane. But he's so disgustingly fast. Like, you are flying by elite NFL corners, safeties, and making them look like it's me or you out there.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the level of talent this guy brings to the table, and the fact that he's not tall and he's just like, I mean, it's just like, oh my God, dude.
He's Devin Hester as a receiver.
Right.
Which is what they wanted Devin Hester to become.
Right.
He couldn't quite
Well,
do.
then he would have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, he should have been anyway, but
that was another conversation out at Roosevelt in Michigan today.
good.
By the
I
way,
hope
we're
people
back
are
out.
pounding you for that.
No. I didn't out myself on that one. But when, by the way, we're back out there next week, so we'd love to see you, and it would be amazing if you come on by for that one. If you didn't make it today, and or come out when it's the Packers, if you want to take on the cold. Although our CEO and superstar Brandon was out there today, and just apparently it was just like too cold for a dude who grew up in Denver, and it was like, it's freezing
cold
out
there.
Oh, come on! And you were complaining too. It was not cold. It was
cold.
That was not. That is so far from cold.
Well, yeah. The problem is it was cold and windy, but that's going to be the best of it probably for the next 2 months.
Don't tell people that. It's going to be 80 degrees and sunny
sure.
next week.
It was so far from cold. I couldn't believe that I forgot about that for a minute. That you walked up and said, "I'm cold." I'm like, you grew up.
You know
here.
what's funny
it's
is like
50 degrees.
Yeah. There's the wind.
Is he a dome guy or is he the keep it outside guy?
Keep it out.
Carm's the I need the Soldier
but
Field
let's also
outside.
say that
I'm the keep it in the city guy.
As our
I don't care
friend
what it
Jon
is.
Snow has given us this nice super chat, he says, "Thanks for the pre-show. Rather watch this in the network crap, but Carm, is your head cold?
Yeah, who's cold now?
Who's wearing the hat?
I'm wearing the hat because I'm trying to give you the feel from the tailgate, and I haven't. And the hair.
So the feel was it was cold because you're wearing a winter hat.
Yes, you prepare. You put a little, but I wasn't wearing a coat.
You know, speaking of that hat,
And I left my gloves
I think
there.
we need a CHGO winter hat, don't you?
Well, that would be a good
Feels
idea.
like a good idea.
I agree.
And check out the merch.
Okay.
CHGO Locker. Let's go. People were asking about the merch out there today. By the way, they love our merch. So
Yeah.
it's. Thank you, Chris
beautiful.
Chirac, Bobby. I got you.
We do
Chirac,
have the
let's
winter
go.
hats coming. We're gonna have all that stuff. The hoodies are out. We saw people with the hoodies. And the right there's one you can get. CHGO Locker.
Yeah, we did see some people wearing that cool the crew neck with the CHGO the midway look.
Yeah.
That one's pretty nice,
I talked to
nice and soft.
one of our peeps out there who was looking for Big Dave. Big Dave, you were missed out there today. He came to the first tailgate and he was like, where's my field shirt? I'm like, hey, there were so many that were bought that just take it a second, but don't worry, you're gonna get it. He's like, he just told me, it's like, sweet, my Fields jersey came in. I just ordered another one, and just some good love out there today. It was real. Thank you again to everybody who made it.
Dolphins
It was
fans.
awesome.
There's a lot of Dolphins.
Okay. Even when I was leaving the tailgate and driving here, it was like a sea of turquoise on Roosevelt.
I believe that's aquamarine.
It's because listen,
Turquoise.
No, aquamarine.
I'm impressed by the Dolphin fans. Good for you.
They're showing out today.
You want to come? You want to spend a weekend in a real city, and
Nice.
Get out of
Well played.
the whatever world it is down there at South Beach.
A different world.
Yeah. So let's we appreciate you, and or you left period and you live here now and you're a Dolphins fan. Hey, that's a
We had
beautiful
some
thing.
at the tailgate, and they were well respected and
Robbie,
welcomed. And I was actually I had a DM yesterday from somebody asking if there's a Packer if we're welcoming Packer fans in a few weeks.
We are. We absolutely
Absolutely
are.
we
We
are.
absolutely
Hell yeah.
are.
So.
Bring it on.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what you needed at the tailgate and will need at the game?
What's that, Adam?
Sunglasses.
Damn right you do. What's
nice.
up, Shady Rays?
Nice and sunny today. Shady Rays never understood why sunglasses were so expensive, so they set out to change that. You don't have to break the bank for quality sunglasses. Shady Rays are premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, durability, and styles that are catered to everyone and every lifestyle. The best part about Shady Rays that came in handy for me, It's because they have the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. They're lost and broken replacements. Lose them, break them, day one, throw them off a cliff, drop them in a lake, whatever you want to do with them. They say they will replace them, no questions asked. And even with that strong of a protection program, they still manage to make quality that I can tell you is just as good as any expensive pair out there. Shady Rays customers seem to agree with over 200,000 five-star reviews. And Shady Rays also provides 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. Buy one, get one free. You can get 2 pairs for as low as $54. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all their newest and best shades.
Ravi, I see you in the chat, and I felt you there in spirit, by the way, and jump on in on a Shady Ray. And by the way, do you care about the world? I care about the world. Everybody should care about the world. ComEd, the energy efficiency program, they are committed to helping families and businesses in our communities that we serve and manage energy usage. Lower your energy bills now and into the future. Let's save some money and let's make the world a better place at the same time. ComEd offers a wide array of incentives on lighting and other efficiency upgrades to commercial, industrial, and public sector customers like you and me of all sizes across our territory. Here's what you do here. You visit ComEd.com/poweringbiz, and you can do that right now, and you can start saving money and energy immediately. To start a project, contact them, 1-855-433-2700. One more time, 855-433-2700. And you can also do it by the email if you don't want to get on the phone. businessee@comed.com. businessee@comed.com. Or you want another email, I'll give it to you, publicsectoree@comed.com. So, yes, better energy, better efficiency, save yourself some dough. Thank you to our friends at ComEd.
All right, couple things. One is Larry Mayer's out there tweeting photos of himself in Jimbo Covert at the game today. So Bears cannot lose if Jimbo's there.
Thank you. Love Jimbo.
Jimbo's wearing a Walter Payton jersey, of course.
Hey, you can't go wrong putting on 34. Now,
all right,
and forever.
Mark Grody tweeting that Riley Reif will start at right tackle instead of Larry Borum, even though Larry Borum is good to go.
That's not surprising. Borum still, though, coming back from the concussion protocol. Reif played well last week. Give him a little extra time, and maybe they actually think that Reif might be a better fit, right?
But that's why it's interesting, because Larry Borum is the younger player, the guy they're trying to develop. And, oh, by the way, Riley Reif's contract is built in a way that the more he plays, the more you have to pay him.
Well, right, but it's got to get. It's got to hit a certain number of games, or is it each game? That I forget.
Well, I think, but either way, you're counting towards.
That's fine.
The trigger points.
Hey, listen. Reality check here. Larry Borum has struggled as of late, and we're trying to get this offense moving forward. Plus the fact that a lot of discussion around concussions in the NFL right now, and rightfully so, especially when you look back at the Tua situation. So I think that makes sense on a multiple level, if you will.
Can we talk about?
There's also Chase Claypool sent out a great tweet of his locker and his helmet and his jersey. And Kevin Kaduk had the content, was wearing a Claypool jersey today, which is a great job. Sure, it was a Mitch Trubisky jersey that he duct taped over, but it was a great job by Kevin.
Use some materials.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Green Bay Packers for a second?
Sure.
And here's why. If you've been following this morning on Twitter, there has been nothing reported on more from the national insiders than every single trade the Packers tried to pull off
right
at the trade deadline.
So they're feeding that to the media to try to look good. That's what you think?
The most recent one is Jay Glazer just reporting that they offered a first-round pick for DJ Moore. They offered a second-round pick for Chase Claypool. They tried to trade for Darren Waller. Okay. What are they, stealing the White Sox PR strategy? We tried. What is the point of this? We tried so hard to get the players we failed to get. No one wants to hear that.
Are they doing it for Aaron or their fan base or
I have
themselves?
no idea.
It's weird.
It's really weird. I can't tell you how many times the White Sox have done this over the years. I just don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me about your fake offer to Manny Machado that he was never going to take over the one he took.
We technically offered Manny Machado the most money. Can I just say one thing about White Sox fans, by the way? Can I just for one give me 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds.
Okay.
Because I've talked to so many of them.
Okay.
What do you think about Grifol? Great hire, great hire, great hire. You're not pissed about Ozzy? F Ozzy, F Ozzy. F Ozzy.
Yeah, don't say that.
Screw you. You won one World Series in your lifetime. The lead went from 13 to a game and a half. He pulled you out of it, and you won the World Series. I'm not saying that Pedro Grifal's not going to be a good hire, but if they had hired Ozzy, it would have been incredible. It would have been so unbelievably entertaining. And imagine any conversation they would have had with Yoan Moncada or Luis Robert or Eloy when they were dogging it out there, or just having some fake injury, and it would have been amazing. So listen, that's fine. I hope that works out. But anybody who says screw Ozzy, F Ozzy, you really need to just check yourself and remember that you have one World Series in your lifetime, and he was the manager. Thank you very much. Okay, now you can go back.
Yeah,
I feel better.
I agree with everything you just said, but also I'm fine with him hiring Pedro Grifal.
There it is.
Shout out to Braggs. You guys look real comfy while I load this trailer, and thank you, Braggs.
You know
we
what, Braggs?
appreciate it.
I told you at the tailgate, you are talent. You don't need to be doing that. You could be here. So that's on you, buddy.
Well, but shout out to Braggs, by the way, who
No, stay there, please. We need the help.
I mean, I walked up at the tailgate at 7:30 today, and I was given the very difficult job of, hey, Carm, will you go stand by that gate and not let anybody in, or if anybody from our CHGO shows up, let them pull in, like Kevin. Sure, I'll go do that. Meanwhile, Braggs is lifting, 7,000 things as if he doesn't do enough labor during the week. It was an MVP performance by Greg Braggs. Great job. And then he brought bricks for me. I did the brick thing.
You did?
Did you?
No,
I gotta tell you.
What brick?
Greg,
you mean you were building a wall?
I love giving Braggs shit, but that work is some serious
Does
hard
anyone
work.
want to talk about this football game that's happening today?
Yes,
no,
go.
No? We good? Yeah?
Oh, sure, yeah.
You've been on 7 tangents today. We went down Carmel.
We just went on Ozzie Kean. Now we're talking about what Braggs' jobs were before the game. I'd like to tell you, I'm looking at a screenshot from our reporter, Nicholas Moriano, from the stadium. Appears to me, granted, this is just one screenshot. Well, it's a photo from his camera that happens to make phone calls. It looks to me like Jack Sanborn's playing Mike.
That doesn't surprise me.
And Nicholas Morrow's playing weak side linebacker, and
That's
Joe Thomas is your Sam. I like that. That's what I was calling for earlier in the week.
So let me tell you something. I've had a Sanborn epiphany.
Yeah, he's good at football.
Well, I'm not there yet. I'm going to watch him closely today, and then actually after today, because I probably won't be able to figure out what he's doing in the moment as well as some. But I'll pay attention to him. But I'll just say this about him. Because I had that one interview where it kind of was awkward, and then I was like off a Sanborn because I had an awkward conversation with him.
That's how you base all your opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you still miss Amir Smith-Marset.
It's why I'm still missing Amir Smith-Marset. But this week, he was meeting with the media, and he has this look on his face of intensity, and sort of like just it got me excited about maybe you could be the unsung, undrafted Chicago Bears linebacker lunatic hero. Like there is a level of lunacy.
Lunatic
well, you
hero.
need a lunatic. He's got to play crazy at his size and athletic talent versus who he's competing against. He's not the biggest dude out there. He's not the fastest dude. But if he has that sort of Sanborn factor, if you will, I'm open to the fact that this guy might actually be a legitimate player. So, interesting guy to watch today.
Yeah, he has football instincts, which you need to play that position. And that, I'm telling you, he does have. I'm not predicting he's going to be anywhere near the player that Roquan Smith was. But I do think that he can be somebody. I think he could be a starter in the NFL.
Listen,
he played multiple positions in a different scheme, sometimes rushing the quarterback, sometimes just having to be the Mike linebacker all over the Wisconsin Badgers defense. And this is a very unscientific way of scouting football players. But if you ever listened and I wouldn't expect you to, but if you ever listen to a Wisconsin Badgers radio broadcast where you're not watching the game.
Lawrence, remember when Adam was talking about tangents? Keep going.
No, this has to do with the Bears player.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you ever listened to a Wisconsin broadcast the last couple of years on the radio, it was like every 30 seconds, Jack Sanborn on the tackle. Jack Sanborn on the tackle.
That matters.
Jack Sanborn on the tackle for like 4 straight years.
Hey, I am open to Sanborn. I am
open to Sanborn.
I am wide ass open, if you will. I'm just good. Let's go, buddy. Let's be the story of the rest of the year on defense. That would be unbelievable.
The Sanborn supremacy, as Benjamin says.
There we go. Hey, Rob Hansen, I see you. That's funny. Badgers, we don't need no stinking Badgers. All right. Hey, listen. Somebody on this defense, if we're going to be competitive the rest of the way, is going to have to step up. Be it Jack Sanborn or Trevis Gibson at a whole nother level or Dominique Robinson at a whole nother level. Somebody in that front seven is going to have to make an impact here, because otherwise the Dolphins, if things go wrong today, it could be a 50 ball.
50. Well, I guess they almost gave up 50 last week. Yeah. All right. Your offensive line from left to right from Nicholas Moriano on Twitter, who you should be following, complete with pictures from his camera that happens to also make phone calls. Left tackle, Braxton Jones. Left guard, Cody Whitehair. He is back. He was your best offensive lineman before he got hurt, so let's not minimize that importance today. Sam Mustipher at center, Tevin Jenkins at right guard, and Riley Reif playing right tackle over Larry Borum.
I think that actually could be their best lineup that they've had to this point in the season.
Yeah. It's still too bad that Lucas Patrick got hurt as quick as he did when he went to center. The position they signed him to play.
Yeah, the bloom is off the Lucas Patrick butt. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe.
But you still haven't seen him play the position he was supposed to play.
That's fine. And maybe he would. I'm sure he would have been better.
Sam Mustipher played well last week.
I am all in on Mustipher.
Oh my goodness.
Not in a way that he's anywhere close to an elite player or even a starter in the NFL, but I am all in on that dude being on your football team, and if anybody gets hurt, you plug him in. He is a good asset. Sam Mustipher, I've got your back, buddy. I don't care what anyone says about you. The Mustipher hate must stop.
Yeah, please clip and save that.
Mustipher, Wildcat MVP. Wildcat MVP. Cats played well yesterday. That was the greatest 21-7 loss, as another tangent to Ohio State that they've ever had.
Why is Mustipher a Wildcat MVP?
I have no idea.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, he's yelling at me. Wildcat MVP.
Yeah, there's someone called.
I thought you were calling him a Wildcat
MVP. No. Wildcat MVP is in the chat, and I see him. And Carman always has mid takes.
Oh.
I don't even know what that means, but it's probably not. I'm assuming it's not a compliment.
It means, mid, like not good.
Mid-level?
Average.
Oh,
yeah.
mid takes, not hot takes.
Correct.
Not cold
mid takes, not hot or.
It's like
worse.
it's like
I'll take a mid take.
No, it's not good. No, it's like suspect.
It's better than calling the starting running back Armstrong.
No, you don't want to be mid. No, mid's bad.
I'd rather be mid than Armstrong.
Someone teach him what mid means and how it's not good.
I'm taking the mid as a compliment. That means
that was just the start of Colin Cowherd's week, by the way. Colin Cowherd went way off the rails by the end of the week.
Colin Cowherd.
What a week for him.
He's people that I know in this business who I respect greatly love Colin. Yeah. But when you're tweeting out about
we both know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, Nick Wright loves Colin. Parco loves Colin. There's a lot of people that like Colin's very well respected. However, when his political stuff this week was just, I didn't see where that was coming from at all.
But Armstrong.
That was bad too.
I love Armstrong. Armstrong is going to go for a hundo today.
Yeah. All right, move us along here. Let's go back to.
All right, let's talk about.
Give me some optimism, or not.
Well, let's talk about our friends at Pins and Aces real quick.
Okay.
Because we love the gear that they have when you're trying to play golf. Pins and Aces is really the company you need to go with.
I got one more round of me this year, Pins and Aces.
Really?
Yes.
They are the official golf apparel partner of CHGO. We love our Pins and Aces gear. Get tons of compliments on and off the course. They are family-owned, which is great. Golf and apparel business. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and my favorite, the beer sleeve. 7 beers right there. Zip it up. It's a cooler in your bag. Go straight down. You fit it right next to your driver.
I just love how every time you do this read, you get so excited about that sleeve. Keep going. It's supposed to be 70 degrees
when
on
you
Thursday,
play
by the way.
100 holes of golf at Devil's Head in July, the beer sleeve comes in handy. Trust me. It got us through.
It's an interesting number, though. 7. I'm just going to say, from someone who's bought beers,
Yeah.
they don't come in 7 packs. But, okay, I get it.
Yeah, but, 7's more than 6, so it gets you a bonus beer in
There you go, bonus beer.
That's all that matters. It goes right inside your golf bag, keeps drinks cold the entire round. Check out pinsandaces.com. Use code CHGO to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the weather for a second here before I continue on.
You know what I need you to do here with this game time read?
What do you need me to do? You want me to look
I just found out James doesn't have school on Tuesday. Shout out Election Day.
Okay.
What do I need to do to get into the Bulls?
You want me to look for the
Bulls Raptor game tomorrow night?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that an actual thought or
It's an actual thought. I wish it didn't start at 7:40. Do you know why it starts at 7:45? By the way,
No.
why does it start at what game starts at 7:45?
I didn't,
Why is it not 7?
It's got to be on. Is it on TNT?
I don't think so.
Wow,
Maybe.
I got to tell you, it is expensive
Oh, great.
to get into Soldier Field today.
Soldier.
Yeah, it is the cheapest seat right now. And hey, game time tickets. I want to tell you something because I did some research yesterday. Because Game Time, our outstanding advertiser, they claim that the best prices are with Game Time. And I'm not one to ever question an advertiser, but I actually did the research yesterday, and the same seats on Game Time were indeed cheaper than they were on StubHub, than they were on other platforms. So that's another reason that Game Time is the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. You indeed do. First of all, you get great value by going on Game Time, and second of all, you're getting greater value than you get elsewhere, which is just fantastic. So you want to be on there. And for Hoge,
yeah, we're looking at it on screen right now. You can get upper level for in the $35 range, $36, $38.
Interesting.
let me tell you what I would buy.
We're looking for 200
A
level.
little low 300 level. I could deal with that.
You could do 331 corner for the two of you for 116. Not bad.
Okay.
It's a good price right there. If you love CHGO, you're going to love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. So if you want to meet Adam Hoge at the Bulls game tomorrow night and see if he follows through, that's the best way to do it. Join over 15 million people who've downloaded the Game Time app. Score the best seats to all your favorite events. The best value for sports, concerts, shows, the whole deal. Game Time tickets. Bang.
By the way, I'm not committing to going tomorrow night.
There it is.
Well, the whole having to drive downtown twice in one day thing is kind of a...
How much do you love your son? How much do you love Bulls basketball? How much do you love the opportunity to buy something from Game Time tickets and to support your outstanding employer? There's so many wins in there for you.
All of the above.
And you can sit then we can have
I also love...
I love my couch.
My couch and television and being able to hang out with my daughter at the same time and sit there with DraftKings on my phone. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. They have unbeatable offers. Right now, new customers can make any $5 NFL bet, get $200 in free bets if your team wins. And, in addition to the usual bets, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. It's really great. They have a same-game parlay button too. So if you're looking at the Bears Dolphins game on your phone on the DraftKings app, you can hit same-game parlay mode, and it'll show you exactly what's eligible for the same-game parlays. Then the more legs you put in there, the more your boost is. So you get an automatic boost if it's 3 legs, but the more legs you do, the bigger your boost is, the more you win when you hit on those. And to make things even sweeter, you can now throw down on stepped-up same-game parlays once per game day all season long. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use promo code CHGO to get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Just place a $5 bet on any football game only at DraftKings Sportsbook using code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
All right, hey, before we get into the game picks and everything here, I just want to throw a couple chats your way. First off, this is pretty cool. JCW, etc. says, hope I make a tailgate someday. Big shout out from Kauai.
Oh,
That's pretty freaking cool.
How about this?
Go
If
Justin
you-
Fields, bear down. Go Bears, go Poles.
if you do a Bears tailgate in Kauai, I will be there.
Oh, but yeah.
Pretty
that'd
much
be
my favorite place in
amazing.
the world.
And then we got a couple super chats here. This is from Chris. Thank you, Chris. The $5 says, love the show, love CHGO. Listen every day on my drive to the gym and to work. Been listening to Hoge for years now. Bear down, go beat the Finns. Thank you very much, Chris. And thanks for letting us know with the little short little throw it in there that you go to the gym every day. I noticed that. And then this is from Aaron Highsmith. He gave us $2 super chat. Says, how do you think Fields will play today? I think that's a nice transition into this segment.
Plays well. I think he keeps doing what he's been doing. That's what I want to see. I'm not saying necessarily like it's going to be perfect. There's still going to be ups and downs, but I think in general, if they can score into the 20s again, keep moving the football, make smart decisions, which I think they can do against this Dolphins defense, I think it's a good day for Fields. I'll tell you this, I'm starting Fields in fantasy today. Not making the same mistake I made last week.
Who are the Jaguars playing?
They actually have the Raiders, and the Raiders are terrible. But I'm still rolling with Fields.
Hey, let's go. What's interesting when you look at the Dolphins defense.
He asked me that because it was between him and Trevor Lawrence. That's why, for people who haven't seen earlier shows. Sorry.
Yes.
People who haven't been paying attention to your fantasy,
Right, which is
roster.
a mistake if you're not. Then
How have you not
screw
watched
you.
every single show? I should have done that myself. It's either Fields or Lawrence for Adam, and so that's why I asked. Okay, so Bradley Chubb, 26 sacks over 5 years in the old NFL. He's got 5.5, and I assume that we're going to have to take care of Mr. Chubb today.
He's playing.
Yeah, so that part of like how much does he impact the Dolphins defense, and what does that do to Justin Fields today? But like the bottom line is that I almost think we're not quite there yet, but we are getting to the point. We're closer to the point where the conversation of how do we think Fields is going to play today is going to go away. Like it's just going to be a standard level that this is what this dude is going to bring, and we're not going to have to worry about it, whether or not he'll be okay or not be okay, and it'll be more of a surprise when he's batting, when he has a down game. That's where I think we're headed. But to answer the question, Dolphins defense, he should have a very good day today. He really should. Running the ball might be a little bit more of a challenge for the Bears, but he should be able to sit back there, pick them apart, and also we're getting to our prop bets in a second, so I'm on that side too, and it's a challenging prop.
Let's hit that super chat right there.
Yeah, this is from Eli. Remember, he was coming from Israel. He told us this last Sunday, and he says, sorry, came from Israel to Chicago. I wanted to go to the tailgate, but my flight was delayed. Well,
Oh man.
Eli, that's okay. Maybe we could, if you're still in town next week, that'd be great on Sunday. We have another tailgate. Otherwise, enjoy the game. Enjoy Chicago. Thank you very much for supporting us.
Appreciate you, Eli.
I just realized I still have my wristband on. VIP.
From today?
Yeah, I was told I needed a wristband.
Yeah, I had a blue one. How come you got orange?
I mean, that makes me feel even more of a VIP. I was
because you didn't even need the wristband.
I was in and out of there. I was getting stuff done. Nobody questioned me. Thank you. By the way, one of my highlights today, if I may, for just one more second.
Yeah, sure. Let's another tangent.
I had a couple of people come up to me and say, "Hey, man, I had never heard of you before CHGO. I really enjoy listening to you." And I was like, that is exactly why I just love sitting in the seats. Thank you so much. It was awesome. So just love being a part of the team here with my guy and everybody else that we get to do these shows with. So missed Carmy out there today. Missed Corey Wooten. Look, can't wait to see Woot.
Well, they have jobs and things.
I understand. But like most of our CHGO Bears team was there, but Carman wasn't, and neither was Woot. So two key players that we bring to the table.
All right, let's get to our prop bets for this game, which you can find on DraftKings. I'm excited about this one. The payout's not great, but I feel like I feel pretty confident about it. But with Claypool joining the team, I really do think this is going to help unlock Darnell Mooney more. So I'm going with Darnell Mooney, just getting that over 41.5 receiving yards. Not too much to ask for. I think it's doable. Minus 140, not the best juice in the world, but I think it's a pretty safe bet. So I'm rolling with Mooney over 41.5 yards receiving.
So Justin Fields is turning into a cheat sheet. You can do this and or do that, and Fields will zig and he will zag and he will pick up yards through the air and or on the ground. 49.5 is significantly up from where it was in the low 30s, and before that it was in the 20s.
Yeah, and I think you're going plus juice before.
Yeah, so this
low 30s. So this thing is moving on up.
Yeah, it's but until it's proven otherwise, my decision, and another one that I really do like is the longest pass that he throws today. So I was thinking it was 32.5 yards. That's where I was going. But I moved over to the rushing yards. So 49.5. Come on, baby.
I think they hit a bomb today.
I think so too. I would be. I think it's a nice, sweet parlay there. Let's go.
We should do it.
Okay.
Team are up on it.
Let's go. But 49.5, it feels like a chunk, but I also feel like you might get it before halftime. So let's go.
All right. Predictions. And I just make one request for this segment today. I think Carm needs to be completely, fully honest about how he feels about his own prediction.
I will.
Okay. I am going to go Bears 33, Dolphins 31. This is more of a kind of like just a gut pick. Sometimes you have those weeks where you're just like, it's just gut. Because this was a hard one for me to figure out. I make this pick with all the respect in the world for Tua and those weapons. I think I'm giving them more respect than you are, quite frankly, because I have the Dolphins scoring 31. I don't think the Bears are going to make many stops in this game. I think it is going to be frustrating, but I think the Bears' offense keeps rolling. I like what they've done. They're finding ways to score once they get down in the red zone. So I think this is just a sort of a gut feel. They pull it out late. Bears.
So I have been saying all week that the Bears are going to win, that they're going to beat the Dolphins. And I've also been dreaming up a 5-game win streak when you look at the schedule and you see the Jets. And
I thought you guaranteed a 5-game win streak.
Right. I don't know if I ever used that particular language, but the Jets and the Lions and the Falcons and the fading Packers. And sure, you got to beat the Dolphins to start this 5-game win streak that I'm getting calls from people like David Kaplan in Chicago media on Friday at like 4 o'clock. Did you really say that the Bears were going to win 5 in a row? Yeah, I did. That's exactly what I said.
He called you to give you shit about that?
Yes, he called me to give me. I'm like, where did you see that? He's like, it's on your Facebook page. I'm like, yeah, it is. That's right. 5 in a row. Got to win 1 to get to 5, and today starts the 1. So let's just keep it alive for today.
Okay.
But for full transparency, after I watched the Dolphins come back and beat the Lions and what Tua looked like, the gut feeling that you're talking about, my gut was screaming at me to change my pick.
Your gut went the other way.
My gut was, and so I am picking the Bears to win because that's what I've said, and I'm not gonna come off it. But on further inspection, if they do win today, it will be their best win of the year. Miami is legit. Tua is on another level. And yes, he was playing in a dome last week against the Lions, so put all that in there. But he was really good. So it is a massive challenge, and one that this is the least comfortable I have felt picking the Bears this year. But I got him. Let's go.
Can I give you a little bit of a...
I got Roquan Brisker having a big day, a sack and a pick.
Interesting betting notes.
Sure.
The line's gone down to 3.5.
Whoa. So they're
like 4.5 the whole week.
So they're betting up the Bears.
So the Bears they're now 3.5 point favorites instead of 4.5.
Underdogs. Bears are 3.5 point underdogs.
Isn't that what I said?
You said favorites.
I apologize.
Yeah.
They are in my mind. Alternate spread, baby. No, not really.
So that's interesting. Super interesting. And my standard betting philosophy, if you're not going to do anything else and you're not watching every team in the NFL, if you just take the games where the public is heavy on one side and play the other on a percentage basis, you will make money throughout an NFL season. Not a ton, but because juice and everything else, but you will come out on the positive side. So the fact that there's a lot of dough on the Bears does not necessarily make me optimistic that it'll play that way. But that is interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Our picks are in. We both went to the Bears. He feels awful about it. I feel like 50-50. So not exactly the greatest endorsement ever, but we'll take it. I think it's going to be a fun game. Most importantly, I think it's going to be a fun game, an entertaining Sunday at Soldier Field. I think the crowd's going to be hyped up, too. You mentioned those ticket prices, but I think that also reflects an excited fan base.
So I'm glad you just mentioned that.
And a lot of Dolphins fans being there.
Well, yes, but it's also a beautiful weather day in November, despite the fact what you and Brandon Spano were saying. So we got a great weather day. And you also, I do think, have a certain level of Adam Hoge. Bears are fun. I want to see this team play football. Oh, my God, they're headed back in the right direction. I can't remember a hotter ticket for a Bears game than going back to Week 1, 2019, when the Packers were in town, and it felt like almost the Super Bowl that day, how much interest there was in the Bears. So it's a good sign for if I was George McCaskey and company, I'd feel real good about where prices have gone today. $5 super chat from our guy Parker. I live in a town in East Texas that looks at me
cross-eyed when I put my Bears flag up. Thanks for the show.
Oh, Parker, you keep putting that flag up, my friend.
And
appreciate you.
Baby, that's a cute baby.
East Texas.
I just think of East Dillon personally, but that's
yeah.
I mean, we're talking like Texarkana here, Parker. Where are we
Dillon,
talking?
East Dillon, not a real place.
Best place though.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Texas, by the way. I've lived in Austin. I've lived in Houston. I've been to Dallas. Love El Paso. My guy Dusty listed, longtime chief of police there before he went to Iowa City.
Okay.
Come on. Okay,
Nice.
we can go now.
Enjoy the game, everyone. We'll be right back here post-game. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Notifications come in handy, right when we go live, when the game is over. Hit it. Love it. See you post-game.
Are you going to go down and get Braggs, or are we going to leave him there?
Leaving him.